Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our second quiz review. In this video, we're going to be talking about quiz 2, which is going to be the quiz based off graphing and density. We're going to first start with our data set here. This is a data set lifted from one of the quizzes, but both quizzes have the same type of data set. We first want to identify the correct numbering system to use here. You'll notice that each of the axes, X and Y, have 10 lines. The highest number point is 90 and 83.9. If I take 90 and I divide it by 100, divided by 10, the number of lines, I get 9. That means that these lines right here should be a minimum of 9. Because we only use numbers based off 5, we're going to make these 10. So let's make that 50, 0, and 100. For the y-axis, we're going to do the same. We take 83.2 divided by 10, and we get 8.32. Again, we want to round that up to 10. So again, we'll make this 50 and 100. From this point, the XY plot is as we've done in class many times. Let's go ahead and actually graph the data. You'll notice this time I go up by 15. I'm going to put some guidelines to show us what we're doing. So there's our guidelines. You'll notice each of these are split at 15, 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, 90. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to plot the points. Again, we start with 15. 12.9 is approximately here. So I'll put my first point there. The next is 26.9. Here's 25, 26.9 is about right here. Our next one is 39.4, which is approximately here. Our next one is 53, which is approximately here. Our next one is 68.2, which is approximately here. And finally, 83.2, which is approximately here. You'll notice there that I get a line that's nearly straight. It's not perfectly straight though. We still need to do a line of best fit. Looking at the data, I'll notice this point right here looks pretty close to the line, but this one's a little bit too low. Up here, this data point's a little bit too low. So going through, I'm going to imagine drawing a straight line through, and there's my line of best fit. Now, is that perfect? Maybe, maybe not. In fact, it may be better to draw the line a little bit closer this way, like that. The point is, the line doesn't have to be perfect as long as it goes to the average of the points. Now, I want to pick 2 points from this graph to actually do my slope. I'm going to pick the first point that's closest to the line. I'll pick the first one. The first one is 15.0 and 12.9. I'm going to call that x1, y1. The second one, I'm going to pick this point here, which in this case is 75.0 and 68.2. Given that information, I should be able to calculate the slope. First, anytime you calculate the slope, you want to make sure you write the equation for slope. In this case, m is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now, I'm going to put the information into my equation. A lot of people lose points because they forget to put the line on the graph. Here we have 68.2 minus 12.9. And on the bottom, we have 75.0 minus 15.0. If we do the math here, this is going to be 68.2 minus 12.9 is 55.3. On the bottom, we have 60. Dividing the two numbers, we get 0.92, and the units are grams per milliliter. Again, It's very important that not only do you do your graph properly, but you show your work, including the plugged in equation, the intermediate step, and the final answer. If you lost points showing your work, that's probably why. You either lost points for not showing the equation, you lost points because you didn't show the plugged in equation, or you lost points because you forgot the units and or the answer. Not showing your work, of course, leads to a 0 on that section. For this quiz, that's half of the points, or 10 points. Otherwise, some of the common mistakes that get made are not reading the graph correctly, not setting up a reasonable set of points, using a decimal, for example, 8.5 instead of 9 or 10, and not carefully drawing the line of best fit. Remember, the line of best fit is not connect the dots. We do not just connect the dots together like that. We actually want a nice smooth line through the points. In the end, graphing is something we're going to do a lot of in this class. And if you still struggle with graphing, make sure you come and get some assistance as needed. Thank you for watching this review video. And as always, if you have questions on your quiz or anything else in the class, please let me know in class. Have a great day, everyone. See you later.